Hi, kindergarten. Our learning target today says I can decompose the number 6 with stories, objects, and number bonds. So, we've already been working on decomposing. We're going to continue working on that. That means we're going to be taking apart the number 6, and we're going to do it with our objects and with our number bonds. Okay, so to get started with today's lesson, you are going to need your number bond template. Make sure that it's clear. Mine still has a couple numbers on it. And you're going to need your cubes, and you're going to need a marker. So take those materials out, and then we'll get started. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a number story today, and you're going to use your cubes to show that number story. I will also make them, and you can follow along with me. Okay, so I want you to imagine that there are 6 squirrels. 6 squirrels. Can you show those 6 squirrels with your cubes? Pretend that your cubes are the squirrels in the hole. So put those 6 cubes in the hole to show your 6 squirrels. I'm going to pretend that these are my cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I were doing that on my board, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are in the hole. All right, now I want you to imagine that 4 of them went to go look for nuts, dig their nuts underground, and 2 of them decided to put their acorns, their nuts, in a tree. So 4 of them dug them in the ground, 2 of them dug them in a tree. Can you move your cubes to those parts? So 4 moved them to the ground, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 of them moved their nuts to the tree. 4 and 2. Okay, now let's move our cubes to the side and use numbers to show that. So I had 4 and 2. Now we're going to use numbers. So now instead of using my cubes here, I'm going to change this to I had 6 all together. I moved 4 here and 2 there. So go ahead and do that on your number bond. I had 6 all together, 4 put their nuts in the ground, and 2 put their nuts in a tree. Now the last step is to write a number sentence. 6 equals blank plus blank. Equals means all together. So there's 6 all together. And then my parts are 4 and 2. So on your boards, write this whole number sentence. 6 equals 4 and 2. Okay, let's try a few more. We're going to try it this way now. So go ahead and erase your boards and flip your number bond so that the parts are on the top and the hole is on the bottom. Okay, now we're going to go back to our squirrel story. This time we're going to imagine that a squirrel put 3 of their nuts in the ground and 3 of their nuts in the tree. Go ahead and use your cubes to show that. 3 of their nuts in the ground, 1, 2, 3, and 3 in the tree, 1, 2, 3. Now put them all together to figure out how many nuts they had. So you're going to move your cubes from the parts to the whole. Figure out how many they had all together. All right. Now, so if I move these three down here, they're following the path, and these three follow the path. Now replace those cubes, take them off, and use numbers to show what you just showed. So we had 3 in the tree, 3 on the ground. Then we moved them all together, and we found that there were 6. So your number bond now should say 3 and 3 make 6. Can you show that with a number sentence? Blank and blank equals 6. Think about the parts we added together. Write it down before I write mine. Okay, now I'm going to write mine and you see if you got the same thing as me. Ready? 3, because that was one part, and 3 make 6 all together. 3 and 3 equals 6. Did you get the same thing as me? If not, that's okay. All right, let's do one more story. You can keep your number bond the way it is. All right. This time, the squirrel got a little tired of digging. So they only put 1 in the ground, and then they put 5 in the tree. So they put 1 in the ground and 5 in the tree. Can you show that with your cubes? You put 1 in the ground and 5 in the tree. How many did they have all together? Move your cubes and then use numbers to show this, what you came up with. All right, now fill in your number bond with numbers. And make Fill it in and see what you get. All right, now I'm going to write it. See if you get the same thing as me. 1 cube in the ground, 5 cubes in the tree. When I moved them all together, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 5 make 6. The last step is to write a number sentence. Something and something make 6. Take a minute to write that on your boards and then see if you get the same thing as me. Make sure that it matches your number bond. Okay, now let's see if you got it right. Ready? We had 1 and 5. Remember the and is the plus sign. 1 and 5 equals all together 6. 1 plus 5 equals 6, or 1 and 5 is 6. Did you get that on yours? Give yourself some shine if you did. If you didn't, that's okay. All right. Thank you for listening and following along with me. On the next slide, you will see how to do today's problem set.